everyone. Sit comfortably on an appropriate height. Take the buttock flesh out to the back and the sides. Lift the sides of your trunk and have your head level. Bring your hands down either to the floor or to the height you're sitting on. Roll your shoulders back and lift your chest up. Feel your back ribs move in. And then relax and open this bottom band of the chest. Lengthen the back of your neck, take the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And once you've made those adjustments, release the action so that the body stays in this new position. Close your eyes and bring your palms together. When you do that, don't roll the shoulders and upper arms forward. Maintain shoulders lightly rolling back, upper arms rolling back, and the palms making contact one with the other. Relax your face and jaw. And take a slightly deeper inhalation and exhalation. Notice how the breath becomes quieter now that you've closed your eyes. That calming of the breath calms the brain. And it prepares you for the inner work, the observation, adjustment, the connection between the mind and the body. Bow your head down. So surrender the wisdom of the head to the wisdom of the heart. Release your hands, open your eyes, lift your head, extend your legs forwards. So in the last class, we looked at backward extensions, which open the front of the body. And in this class, we're going to look at forward extensions, which open the back of the body. And there are a few points I want to make about this. Let's start with dog pose. So, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Spread your hands, tuck your toes, lift your hips, and then using your thighs, your knees, your shin bones, draw the legs back, lifting the hips up, extend the sides of the trunk and the arms. So the legs are taking the lion's share of the pose. And this action, this dog pose, the first one often feels like the sketch. You know, when you're first going to do a drawing or you want to write something down and you check to see if the pen's working and you throw that away. So that's the first one, come down. Now, we're going to do that again, and we're going to start from the classic position. There are very few kneeling asanas when you think about it, and we often go into Adho Mukha Svanasana from here, but the classic way of going into the pose is to bring the hands beside the chest, tuck the toes and lift the legs up, press into the hands, and using the thighs and the power of the legs and the hips, draw the trunk back. So have a go at that. You'll find that the legs are much more active, that your distance between your hands and your feet may be greater than you're accustomed to. This is all good. And then when you've explored that, come back down again and have a look at this. Now, in forward extensions, we need to keep the action of the concave spine, what we call concave spine, that is the upper back moving in. And this is a really good asana for testing that out, for reminding ourselves of where everything needs to be. You can see that my ears are between my arms, my upper back is in, my abdomen is up, and the thighs are pressing back. So if I was sitting on the floor, I'd be sitting with the backs of my legs on the floor, my back vertical, my spine vertical, and my arms straight up above my head. So in dog pose, you can bend your knees and you can try and see, can I bring my ears between my arms? So instead of here, can I push myself here? And can I then straighten my legs, keeping that action? What you'll find is you'll get here, everything's fine, but as you straighten your legs, it pushes you this way again, because the tightness in forward extensions is here. It's in this section, from the waist to the middle of the thigh, generally, this section here. And doing your Adho Mukha, your dog pose that way, bending your knees, bringing your chest towards your thighs, and then challenging your chest to stay towards your thighs as you straighten your legs. That's a very good stage to reach to get the upper back in. Try that. So hands down, step back. Bend your knees. Bring your chest close to your thighs. See if you can get that upper back in. If you find your shoulders are tight, turn your hands outwards. And then can you straighten the legs and keep that action? For those of you working on chairs, it's exactly the same. You walk your feet back. Those of you on the floor, repeat that 3 times. Try and find that movement. So those of you on the chairs, you're lifting and seeing if you can get your head, ears between your arms. Feel that middle of the spine between the shoulder blades moving in. Okay, and when you finish that, just sit back on your heels or sit on your chair for a moment. You're all going to get a chair now. And we're going to just loosen up the spine a little bit. What I'm trying to do is to separate the actions required, even in a simple forwards extension, so that you can find out where the issue might be for you, because it's different for everyone, isn't it? So this movement, Adho Mukha, so face down dog, to face up dog, face down, Adho Mukha, Urdhva Mukha. This reminds us of the movements required in both the upper back, here, and in the area that's tight, the hamstrings, buttocks, hips, lower waist. So do 5 or 6 of those, forwards and backwards, at your own pace, in your own time. You can adjust the distance of your feet. You can do it to a table as well if you need a little extra height, or you can do it on the floor. I'm just showing on the chair because that's quite a nice way of being able to do it without getting into the complication of actually performing Urdhva Mukha, face up dog, in a proper way. This gives you, when we're working, it's really nice to move towards optimum and then nudge towards maximum and come back to optimum, rather than going to your maximum and then trying to work there. Work at the level that's right for you and then nudge it forwards a bit. It's that mind-body connection that creates the map of the inner landscape of your body, and from there you know where you're going. But if you've already gone to what you perceive to be the destination, you're maybe not sure how you got there. So those sorts of actions, trying them out at optimum rather than maximum. Okay. Now then, actually we're going to need the chair again. I want to just recap something we did in the last class, because this is really critical. And it is that The forward extension is very much like, the upper body is very much like a backward extension in forward extension, ironically. Let me show you. We did this action where you sit on the chair, you grab the sides of the chair, you roll the shoulders back, and you move the back ribs in. And you lift the face. This is what, lifting the face lifts the chest and moves the upper back in. So you've got a virtuous circle there. So try that. Sit on the chair, catch the sides of the chair, the seat of the chair, roll the shoulders back, draw your navel back towards your spine to keep the lumbar long, lift the chest, lift the chin and look up. And if you held that for a period of time, you'd find quite a pleasant ache in that very middle part between the shoulder blades. And then release. Now you can take your feet apart. Try that once more. And then gently come forwards. Try and keep that chin up. Don't look down. Keep the chin up, chest up, upper back in. Come forwards. Now the stretch is coming from here. It's the waist and the hips, backs of the thighs. The upper back is not being challenged by dropping the head and sinking the chest in this way. So it's roll the shoulders back, back ribs in, face up, come forwards. You can even bring your arms forwards at this point if you can get low. And then come back up and release. So feeling a pleasant ache in the spine yet? I hope so. And the stretch is coming from the backs of the thighs. Now then, and of course, when we work with bent knees like that, there's no challenge to the hamstrings because the hamstrings connect onto the head, the back of the shin bone, tibia fibula. So if the knees are bent, we can do all that stretching, but it doesn't take us to that maximum where we may encounter problems. All right, now get yourself a lift to sit on. I'm going to sit on a blanket, and it would be sensible for you to sit on something, bolster, blanket, couple of blocks, and have yourself some bricks if you've got them beside you, and a strap. Let's have a look at it. The forward bend, forward extension. Bring your feet together, press your legs down, draw your hips strongly down, and bring your hands onto your bricks. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Now we're doing something similar to what we just did on the chair, but we're doing it with the legs fully extended. And at that point, if you have trouble sitting up, you need to sit higher. Trust me on that one. Just take another block or another folded blanket, another cushion, whatever, sit higher. Sit on a chair and stretch your legs forwards if that's what's required. But get the back straight because this is the protective action. Then creep your hands forwards. Can you keep your back straight? Just see where you come to. Let's say it's towards the bottom knee end of your thighs. Can you move your back ribs in and lift your chest, lift your chin? And then come back. Just relax for a moment. Next stage, we're going to take the arms up. So I was showing that in Adho Mukha Svanasana in dog pose. It's the same thing here. All the ankles are the same. All that's changed is gravity. Press your legs down, grip your thighs in. Actually, let's do that once more. Let the thighs go, look down at them. And as you press your legs down, notice how the outer thigh comes in. Makes your thighs look beautifully slim. Keep that. So don't lose that. Now, squeeze the hips together and draw them down. Roll the shoulders back, lift the chest, lift the chin, take your arms up. Here's your dog pose action. Can you maintain that? Squeeze the outer upper arms in, roll the biceps towards the ears, take the thumb side of the hand back, your palms are facing each other. Grip your elbows, grip your knees, lift the trunk tall. And you'll feel your abdomen go back towards your spine. And then bring your hands down and release completely. Let the legs go, let the arms go, but don't slump. You don't want to revert to type the minute you sit down. You want to try and create a new paradigm for your body. Try that once more. So let's start with the feet, pressing the legs down, gripping the hips. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, lift the arms up. Back ribs in, chest lifting, face lifting, arms back. And when you take the arms back, then spread across the shoulder blades. Take the shoulders down. Roll the biceps towards the ears and behind. Take the thumbs back more, lift the chest more. And then bring the arms down again and relax completely. Now, take your feet wide on your mat. This is another protective measure to work with wide feet rather than feet together. So again, I'm going to show you 3 different ways, and it's really useful for all of us to try these options out because you never know when you're going to need it in your life. So it's good to have these tricks in your basket. So extend your legs away, toes pointing towards the ceiling, feet vertical. Hands down, press your thighs down, raise your arms up. Now see if you can come a bit further forward with that concave spine. You may find, because you've opened the lower back a little with this wide stride, you may find you can creep forwards a little more before you start to lose it. It's abdomen back, chest up, abdomen back, chest up, shoulders down. And then release. And bring your feet a little closer. Try this. Arms up. Press the legs down. Come forwards. Bring the hands down. Have we lost it? And release. Now take your strap. Bring your feet together. Those of you with low back issues, try working with your feet apart and everybody put the strap around your feet. Bring your feet together and hold the strap in either hand. I want you to have the strap over the balls of your feet, not distorting the shape of your toes. So when you're pulling on the strap, what you really don't want is to have this strap over your little toe, pulling it out of shape. Put it over the strong bony part of the foot and sit tall. So sit tall with the thighs pressing down, shoulders down, spine lifting. And then creep the hands forwards a little. Press the feet into the strap, pull on the strap and use that resistance to keep the spine moving in. Hips down, chest up. And then creep forwards a little more if you can. Where is your optimum and at what point are you moving through towards the maximum? Find out where and then hold it there, grip the hips back and down, lift the chest up, move the back ribs in. Keep the jaw soft, tongue down, eyes soft. So you're not doing this pose with your face by screwing it up. And then release. Let it all go. Okay. Finally, once more, arms up, press the legs down, and when you bring your arms forwards now, you're going to bring them wherever you can, keeping the back ribs in, and stretch beyond your feet, stretch beyond your feet, stretch beyond your feet, stretch beyond your feet. Those of you who can, a nice option is to bring a brick and catch that beyond your feet and hold the brick and move the back ribs in. And then bend the elbows outwards to take the head down. That's only for those of you that can. The rest of you work where is appropriate for you, all right? Now release. Just to let go from that, which is Supta Baddha Konasana, and then we're going to go into Shavasana. So make sure that you're warm enough and clear your mats and lift your head if you need it. Now, sit in the middle of your mat, bring your feet to one end, roll down with a curved spine. Place your elbows and head on the mat and press and lift your back off the floor and tuck your shoulder blades under. So you should be able to feel that triangle from the base of the skull out across the shoulders and then down to the center of the spine. All of that is spreading. That's the area we've worked on today. So we need to really spread that area out. And if you haven't got that, try again. Press your elbows down and your head down. Lift your shoulders off the floor, tuck the shoulder blades under, and spread that area as you put the skin down onto the mat. Bring your hands onto your abdomen. And then walk your feet a little bit closer. Bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees release out. If that's not appropriate for you, or if you need some support, take that for your legs. Or you can work with your feet wide and your knees together to soothe your lower back. So you'll know what you need. And stay here for a couple of minutes. Let everything release. Let the shoulders become heavy and the chest open. Let the lower back spread and the spine lengthen. And with the soles of the feet together, let the groins release and the abdomen sink deeply down. Allow the breath to settle and the brain to become quiet. For meditation, we need to slow the speed of the thoughts down. What feels like a stream of consciousness is, in fact, separate thoughts with space between them. They're not linked together. They may refer one from the other, but how often have you found yourself thinking about one thing only to find yourself thinking about something completely different a moment later? Think of the thoughts like fluffy clouds across a blue sky. We tend to focus on the clouds. What we can do is focus on the spaces between them, on the blueness. And as the brain quietens down, clouds become fewer and smaller, and the blue sky becomes wider and bigger. If you find yourself attaching to a thought, detach yourself and focus on the spaces in between again. This is the precursor for meditation, the ability to slow down the thought process and focus on the spaces between the thoughts. And when you're ready to, you're going to bring your knees up, bring your feet together, lengthen your legs away with your feet together. Let your feet and heels roll apart, legs roll apart. Keep the elbows where they are. And straighten your arms, bringing the backs of your hands to the floor. Release once more. Let the whole of the weight of the body sink into the floor. Take the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Bottom teeth away from the top teeth. Draw the whole of the face back and down towards the floor. Ears, scalp, hairline. So the face feels broad and smooth. Eyes deeply in their sockets, inner ears soft and quiet. The breath is normal, soft, slow, smooth. And you're maintaining that quiet focus on the space between the thoughts, on that blue sky, however you want to visualize it. And notice the absence of distraction in that, the peace. And the infinity of the blue sky compared to the confinement of the clouds. You can stay here for as long as you like. I'll end the class there for everyone. Have a wonderful day and see you soon. Thank you.